Welcome everyone to the Underground Sound. We are now on episode 22, our first show officially of the new year. I am DJ Exec. With me as always is Carlos Fandango. Together we are putting the us back into music.
So please do like, subscribe and share, and we'll find the music that you love to hear. Don't forget to hit the bell so you get all the notifications of when Tom uploads these videos.
Absolutely, hit that notification bell. Welcoming back our guest, who may be the permanent third for us here, whenever he makes up his mind, is Robin Williams. Rob, Mr. Smart Monkey himself. Rob, thank you for joining us again.
Thank you for having me back.
Absolutely, had a lot of fun. Recording our New Year's Eve special and our best of the 22s. The voting is still going on for that. We do have some clear winners, obviously from the votes thus far. We're going to do a little mini episode on that one when we get around to it, probably maybe next week or the week after that. Maybe that will be the first show of February, as it were. So want to take this moment real quick and send a special shout out and thank you to the show's sponsor, Nathan Brashear of Monsters Are Real. Monsters Are Real, brother Nathan. Thank you very much for sponsoring the show yet again. Always very much appreciated. Helps us go a long way with the show sponsorships. And we have sad news coming out of the Crosby camp. David Crosby has died at 81 years old. So we just like to raise a glass here, as we do at the Underground Sound, and say, may you rest in peace eternally. And thank you for the music, Mr. David Crosby, dead at 81 years old, January 18th, 2023. Cheers.
Cheers. And thank you for the music. Yeah. There were some lovely songs. I was listening to Crosby, Stills and Nash earlier, and just going back, I hadn't listened to them for a little while actually, and just listening to some of those great songs. Of their version of Blackbird is beautiful. Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, one of my favorites. But there's so many good ones. I mean, one of his was 4 and 20's good song as well. But there's so many good songs, good tracks.
Alrighty.
Beautiful harmonies.
Indeed, there were. I know the hits. I was never like a super, like, let's say, Crosby, Stills and Nash kind of like fan, but I mean, I've known of the music obviously, and anytime that one of the greats passes away, and it just leaves a bit more of a dent on the music world. Excuse me.
It certainly does, and I think it's I was just talking to Susie earlier, was saying, just if I live long enough, I'm going to see most of the greats will have passed by the time I get to that age, and I think to myself, there's so few greats that have come through, genuine great artists and musicians that have come through these days that you could describe as great. There are quite a few still alive, of course, but so few really that are that kind of stature that we've seen in recent times, like Bowie passing and so forth. But the one I'm dreading is Bob Dylan, because I just I want him to live forever, really.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people do. Hopefully what we can do here at the Underground Sound is expose the next greatest musician out there, which is what we aim to do here. And for our first song today, we do have Ranjeet. And Carl, tell us a little bit more about Ranjeet here.
Yeah, well, I think the first thing that caught my eye with this one was the colourful artwork, which was reminiscent a little of the sort of Beatles' Yellow Submarine and psychedelic era Monty Python-esque sort of cartoon type style, with all its sort of rainbow of colours coming out of the bloke's head. But this is Ranjeet has a guest vocalist, Sid Simons, on this one, and it was just really catchy retro sort of vintage style of song. So I thought this would be a great song to kick off our new year, our 2023 of the show, that I hope everybody will enjoy in the audience.
Well, let's take a listen. This clocks in at 4 minutes and 36 seconds. The name of the song is Kristen. This is by Ranjeet. Check it out.
I woke up lost just when she kissed my aching second chance. A woman brace a bright hello, but in my grief I was a fool to let you go. Lights out of face. You filled my days with memories I can't erase, and time won't never let me be. Kristen's flashing eyes look at the world and all its lies. Girl just never compromises what she don't believe in. Kristen starts today, she made us smile, but then she made never matters either way to anyone but me. Kristen's flashing eyes look at the world and all its lies. Girl just never compromises what she don't believe in. Kristen starts today, she made us smile, but then she made never matters either way to anyone but me. Kristen's flashing eyes look at the world and all its lies. Girl just never compromises what she don't believe in. Kristen starts today, she made us smile, then she made never matters either way to anyone but me. Kristen, oh Kristen, yeah, Kristen, what she don't believe in. Kristen, oh Kristen, yeah, Kristen, to anyone but me. Kristen's flashing eyes look at the world and all its lies. Girl just never compromises what she don't believe in. Kristen starts today, she made us smile, but then she made never matters either way to anyone but me.
I saw a comment there that said sounds like REM. I don't know if I agree with that. Smart Monkey. What do you think, Ben?
No, I think a little bit of the Beatles there, as Carlos sort of hinted to right at the start. Great vocals and so well produced. Loving a little the harmonies that kicked in. A little bit long, in my personal opinion. Could do with shaving off. Could probably shave off a minute off that song. To be fair, it would work even better that bit shorter. It doesn't need to keep repeating that last bit. Very good song though. Really enjoyed it. Good pop song. I said I wouldn't keep saying I enjoy things, but first one you've pulled out, really good. Like it.
I'd say that's good, because that's what the music should do, is for you to enjoy it, isn't it? Really,
Yeah, it was good. No, so well produced, really good.
We're not supposed to be going around like that song sucks. That song sucks.
Yeah, it's rubbish. Hated it.
Supposed to be good, So hey, Carlos Benego.
The producer, actually, it says the producer on here is Oscar Albis Rodriguez. So Rodriguez, I should say. So we should give him a shout out for a good production there. Now, Sid, so picking up on that, it's a heavily Beatles influenced song, I would say, in its songwriting style. So Ranjeet is written a sort of songwriter's song, as sort of what you would call a sort of like a late 60s psychedelic-ish flavored bubblegum pop type song, very catchy. I said exactly the same thing. I've said it could be edited down if necessary to radio edit. I've pinpointed. I heard in the mix there where I would fade it out from 3 minutes, 3 minutes and 5. It's a nice little slow fade because the chorus is a nice, memorable chorus that you could fade on. And I would say this would be for me an album version. So this would be the extended version. You get a bit more value for money on the album, but as a single, from 3:05 down to about 3 minutes 20. 15-20 second fade out, lovely. That'd be perfect because it fades in as well, so that would complement the fade in at the start. Harmonies gradually added layers through the choruses each time. That was nice, and it did sound like if you think of George Harrison's "My Sweet Lord" or Number 9 Dream by John Lennon. Pussy, pussy. So those vocals are very reminiscent of the backing vocals in My Sweet Lord and John Lennon's song. So yeah, heavily influenced. Sid Simon's vocal hints towards John Lennon, but for me is more of a sort of Mark Bolan vibe to it. So yeah, catchy, retro, poppy song, and it stays in your head. So yeah, I like it. Happy song.
I agree. I completely agree with the listen, the production is very good. I do think, as both of you had mentioned, that we could trim it down to 3:30. We can lose a minute off that song very, very easily because the chorus becomes repetitive after a while. So we can knock out 3 portions of the chorus basically and make it into a nice let's say album radio friendly version of it. I got to agree with the Beatles thing, because it has this retro feel to it, where you're talking about like the Beatles, the Monkees, something like that, where it's very poppy. You could definitely hear this being played live, to a crowd of like, let's say, nostalgic listeners, right? And it could even fit in with the '90s crowd. I definitely disagree with the REM, because REM has kind of like a darker feel to it. But if we were talking about a band like Weezer, for example, if you said that it kind of like reminds you of Weezer, then I would tend to probably agree with you a little bit more on that front, even though it's not really Weezer, it's Weezer-esque, but overall a very poppy song. The vocals worked really well. The production, the compression on the drums, everything kind of like fit very nicely. Once again, the only critique here would be the fact that shorten it down a little bit and just make it that much more, just that much more poppy, I should say. So
yeah, I'd personally be inclined to upload a single edit version of about 3 minutes 20, and so you can let both songs out there, and people will decide which one they like best. I think it's always good to have the other option as well, and have a single edit that's shorter.
Oh, absolutely,
radio friendly.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt about that. This could definitely be the album version, and with the radio edits being secondary to it, many artists and albums actually do have that going on. But I'll just say, for the first song, very well done there. And folks, if you don't know where to find these artists just yet, then by all means visit the video description below. You will find the links to these artists. Go show them some love. Moving on to our song number 2 with is it Kyo or Kyo Soma?
I think Kyo Soma, but the actual act is called Flight Take Charge.
Flight Take Charge, yes.
Flight Take Charge. Flight Take Charge is from, it says DeKalb, Illinois, USA.
Okay.
I think it's DeKalb. And it doesn't say a lot more than that in the description. I actually genuinely cannot remember much about this one. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, it's sort of a hip-hoppy type song. Hip-hoppy, yes. And it says, this song inspires me to love and accepted. Be loved and accepted. So it says parental advisory lyrics. I suppose we better mention that if there's any kids watching.
Get the kids out of the room.
Yeah,
I'm leaving.
Yes.
Come back, Rob.
Way too rude for you, Rob. I don't even remember if I heard anything bad in it, but there must be something in the content. Now everybody be listening for it. So
well, there could be. We'll make note of it. But parental advisory is cautioned here, obviously. So Flight Take Charge, Take Me. The song is also available on Spotify, and let's check it out right now.
Yeah.
just gonna have some more fun. We just gonna get it more. Right and talk about us and why we just adore. And we just gonna be about us. And we just gonna be all gone. And we just going home right on Christmas time. Stories that you tell about us, you and me, when we just gonna rise up and we through. Oh, Mito for the beat. Take me, we just wanna go no more. Take me, we just wanna find some more. Take me, here we go some more. Take me, here we rise more. Just get right in, follow me, just get right in. Party on a Tuesday, and we just gonna be there all day. I don't want this no more. 50 seconds left and when you call me more. Every time we got the minimum for the door, every time's gonna slam the door. Move right in, take me right in, give me right through, give it right through to you.
Kind of an abrupt ending there. So, is the retro feel of songs, is that going to be the theme for the show here, Carl?
It could well be, actually. Yeah, I'll have a quick scan through the playlist of what's on tonight. Yeah, I think there's a few that have got a bit of retro feel. So maybe, yeah, actually, one of them in particular is a really excellent retro thing vibe going on. So, yep, that may be the theme. It's retro, the retro show.
Mr. Monkey, my colleague in hip hop here, what'd you think?
I really liked it. I'm sorry.
Go
I'm
figure.
gonna say it's horrible, but no, I really liked that. I thought that was really upbeat, real feel good, had a kind of summer vibe to it. And I said in the last episode about how certain hip hop had lost the way of getting those catchy little hooks in there. This one was bang on, because it just was just there, and I'm just like wanting to just, yeah, it was getting me hooked into it, and it just kept on going throughout the song, and it just felt really good, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, like I say, very summer vibe to it. To me personally, I thought, yeah, you could. We said it before, having the window down, arm out, music playing like that. Yeah, no, it was good. Quite kind of like that, because again, my type of music, I do like those little quirky vocals that kick in, and there's that female vocal that is sort of singing in harmony to him at points, and I like that sort of thing. So yeah, very good.
I noticed, and I like how you left out, when you put your arm out the window, you left out like the wind flowing through your hair. See, I know.
Yeah, thank you. You're very sensitive. It's best not to do it because it all blows off as you see what's happened to us.
Sensitive to our feelings here, Carl. What do you think, my friend?
I've just realised. So Rob likes all the songs, so therefore he's our Louis Walsh. You are Mr. Nasty. Simon Cowell when you want to be. That means I'm Sharon Osbourne.
Okay.
Wow. Sorry, Sharon. So basically, I couldn't quite work out if that's like a robotic voice effect on the vocal, but yeah, I mean all those catchy parts in it are great, but the main lead vocal goes, and I'm thinking, is that kind of like an effect, or is that the actual voice of the person? Because it's quite a roboticness about it. I quite liked it. It's something distinctive about it, like Marvin the Paranoid Android from Hitchhikers.
Yeah, it's
or
definitely
something.
got some kind of vocoding effect or auto-tune on
there's
there
got to be,
somewhere,
yeah.
isn't it?
I
Yeah,
think it really kind of worked as well.
but it works well. Yeah, it's not
Yeah, the way
overdone.
it's done. And I know why it's got parental guidance on it. It's because it uses the C word. I did hear the C bomb in there. Christmas. He used the word Christmas.
I think I did hear an F bomb in there, but
That's what I wrote down.
but at R&B sort of hip hoppy poppy vibe, as we said, a 90s sort of dare I say outcast sort of vibe in the fun of the music.
Yeah.
The trumpet part was the most catchy part, I think, which kind of alluded. There's a song, I think it might have been Running Away or something like that, but it's a Sly Stone song, Sly and the Family Stone song, that's got that kind of sound. I know it's a synth trumpet that they used, but it's really catchy, and it's got that kind of retro vibe to it because of that. I think it's good. I like it.
I agree. What I liked about the set effect that you're talking about with the maybe this vocoder effect going on and everything like that, I much prefer the effect of the vocoder to, like, let's say autotune, because autotune is way overused, and you know, it whether it be the natural voice or whether it be an effect, I think that this works a lot better than autotune actually would for this type of song, especially because this took me back to those days, exactly what you're talking about, Carl, with like Outkast, early Fresh Prince. You know, we could be talking about Arrested Development, you know, something back in the very early 90s, kind of like hip hop era. And I think that I think that the song works on multiple levels just because of that. And yeah, I was trying to pinpoint where the parental advisory came from as well. And I could swear I heard an F-bomb in there, but it wasn't prominent. I think it was probably like about like the first third of the way through of the song when it was going from verse to chorus.
Yeah, I think I heard him say fiddlesticks.
Fiddlesticks. Yeah. Overall, once again, I gotta say for today's standards with hip hop, I gotta say this is very well done. Very much enjoyed this. It's nice to listen to. Very poppy, very radio friendly, and I think that you know that maybe the nostalgia will catch up with people, especially our age ish. So.
And I'll tell you what that vocoder effect reminds me of. Actually, I was thinking about it. It's the When Doves Cry Prince at the start.
Yeah.
You got that. My friend Ivan said years ago. I remember when it first came out, and he was saying it sounds like an electric shaver, like Prince is doing his electric shaver. And it's always, I could never get that out of my head. Every time I hear the song now at the start, I think of Prince having a shave in the morning.
You're trying to sing the song, and then hey, creativity works in different ways, right? So hey,
indeed, yes.
Maybe that was the case, and we'll just never know about it now. But here we are, the Purple Bowl of Destiny.
I think you should play it. 2001, yeah. Also, Sprach Zarathustra. There's 2001 Space Odyssey when we do this, because it's so epic.
Yeah.
This thing is right. So, who's going to call it? Are we Monkey Man? Are you going to call it
now?
Right. I'm just so hoping it says the word retro comes up, as we've decided. So, well, yeah, kind of. It's a sort of a retro theme. Psychedelic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Got fingers crossed for this one for sure.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, yes, of course. I forget. It takes a little while to look up all this details.
Yes.
So, got to fill this dead air with chatter and waffle.
Psychedelic. It's a good category. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, you can sometimes get some good ones. I mean, sometimes they're very psychedelic, but occasionally you get, like a lot of these songs, you get these rap and hip hop stuff
Hip-hop,
finding
yeah.
their way into psychedelia, and they're not really. They're just, I don't know why. They just, people sling them in any category, or maybe they've just pressed the wrong category. I don't know. Being kind to them.
So you literally go into that category and randomly pick one, do you? Even if it is hip hop.
Well, each category the Purple Bowl chooses, yeah, it'll be the very latest one. We have done it in the past where if we've come to the first track and it's just not that category,
Yeah.
then we'll choose the first one that is.
Spin it.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll choose the first one that's definitely a psychedelic track.
Sounds good.
Which is what we got going on here. This shows psychedelic artist by the name of Ben Meling from Haugesund, Norge. So I'm assuming Norge would be Norway, yes?
But sorry, where?
No.
Haugesund, Norge. N-O-R.
Oh, Norway, yeah, Norway, yeah.
Norway, yeah. So
No way.
no. Oh, Carl.
Yes way. You meant to say yes way.
Norway.
No way.
We have, oh man, this so kind of strange because this one says it was posted 26 minutes ago. Yet if we take a look at Ben's profile here, it says he has a song that he just posted. Oh well, it's the same song anyway. So looks like maybe he posted it a few times consecutively with different genres added to it. However, for the new, it's posted 26 minutes ago. This is Ben Meling. Ain't No Hole in Your Heart. Not too much information on Ben here, other than the fact that he joined May 12th, 2020. This is the only song posted since then.
Mhm.
Making sure that I'm actually speaking facts here. Yeah. So that's what it looks like. Ain't No Hole in Your Heart is available on Spotify. This one is listed as psychedelic. Not too long. I mean, 44 minutes, 42 seconds. We shall present screen now. Dun, 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 dun. Take a quick look at that artwork. Contemplation, very decent. But that will be our psychedelic song right there. I posted 26 minutes ago, so pretty much pretty hot off the presses. Ben Meling, Ain't No Hole in Your Heart. Check it out.
There ain't no hole in your heart. There ain't nothing there to fear. It was right there from the start. Now time is standing still. Like a path of dark, sailing to no bed. With all the things we think we know, we got it down so well. If you want a taste of heaven, you gotta go through a little hell. walk on by and see it through. Dancing angel in the sky, looking down and asking why. And I'm just like William Tell, but I stretched my bow until I fell. If you want a piece of heaven, gotta go through some hell.
Not but 26 minutes old. We gave that song its first play. Mr. Monkey, what do you think?
That was a good find. That was a really good song. There's one major fault for me to that song, in that he's affected his vocals, and his vocals, I think, are really strong. If he hadn't, I don't think he needed to do that psychedelic effect on his actual vocal. The rest of the instruments, I think, fair play. It works really well. But he sounds like he's got really strong vocals, and I think that's a really good song and a really strong song. Bring your voice out, let it sit over the top of that, and that would have been a really perfect song for me. So that would be my only suggestion. Don't affect your vocals like that for that track.
Carlos Fandango, what say you, sir?
I partially agree with the vocal thing. I like the vocal effect. It's like there's an effect on Logic Pro that's called Monster or Big Monster or something. And it might be something like that is used. But I think you're right in so much as I think it could be that he has a ordinary vocal or standard sort of vocal effects throughout most of the song, but has that effect on certain lines.
Yeah, maybe complement it with a little bit, but you know, not the whole song.
Although I still enjoyed it all the same, and I love the sort of what sounds like a synth with the same effect on it, which is a sort of Klaus Wunderlich sort of Moog sound, and we know it's Moog because our friend
Russ Howard,
yes, Russ knows me. He knows a guy, and but it's intriguing. It's an interesting track. It's catchy. It's just got nice flavors in it. I really enjoyed that. And I was pleasantly surprised. This bowl has come up trumps already in 2023, and there are so many more good things to come from this bowl. I'm sure of it. So it won't let us down second half. I know it's going to do well. It's on form. The bowl done good.
It done good. That's for damn sure. So it's done good the last couple of episodes that we've had. We really haven't had like a hardcore miss as far as the Purple Bowl of Destiny is concerned. That song in particular, I like a lot. It really, I mean, it took me to a few places there, going from like Frank Zappa to Butthole Surfers to Folk Implosion, we had a lot of elements there going of these different kind of like eclectic rock kind of like hits. And yeah, I'm not sold on the vocal effects, but I'm not disappointed in them either. I think that for what the song was, the way that it's written, right now at this particular time, I think that they worked really well. It really brought a different kind of like liveliness to the song, and I think that just overall very enjoyable. Definitely a song that you could hear being licensed in a movie somewhere. Might not be necessarily, I don't know of a radio station that would play like, let's say, like a psychedelic kind of like song like that, but definitely a movie out there somewhere could definitely pick this up and sync licenses, so that way we can have something going on with that there. But I'm just gonna say great job. I liked it. I quite enjoyed it.
We always sort of when we think of it could go into a film or something, we always tend, or movie, we tend to think of Quentin Tarantino, and I think this is ideal again. It's another one that could easily fit into that sort of retro sometime someplace kind of film of Tarantino's.
Do you remember the theme song for the Sopranos? I woke up this morning. I can't remember who sang that.
3 a.m.
Could have been.
Or something. I'll look it up quickly.
So long ago, I don't recall exactly who it was. But if you think of the Sopranos and think of that song, "Woke Up This Morning."
Oh no, sorry, Alabama 3. I knew there's a 3 in it.
And so if you go with that kind of like TV show like the Sopranos, I think that song would work perfectly in something like that. Nicely done.
And you mentioned Butthole Surfers. Now,
Yes.
I didn't Google that on my work computer. So so tell me, are they sort of like a bit of a zany sort of wacky?
Yeah, they're really good. And when you said that, Tom, I was like, oh man, yeah, Butthole Surfers. They're a good fun band, but
Very
they've
good.
got a really good vibe about them.
Yeah,
You should check
Most
them out, Carl.
definitely.
They're really good.
absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. So if you're a fan of the Butthole Surfers, Folk Implosion, anything, any of the bands of that nature,
Yeah.
then you will definitely enjoy that song. I'd like to hear more. Honestly, now I'm at this point where I want to hear more from this artist. It's kind of it's a shame that this is the only song that's been uploaded. It's been uploaded 3 times, but it's the only song that's been uploaded. So I should have followed.
I've followed and made a comment on one of the uploads.
Yeah, me too.
And added some fire. So I think get some encouragement to him, and just make as many comments as possible, and that may encourage Ben to upload more similar.
Now it's got some talent there, so I'd definitely like to hear another track from it.
Well, that's what the underground sound is all about here. We find new talent and we're trying to put them out there in the world. So by all means, folks, visit the video description below, find the links to these artists, go visit them, go show some love, make that song your own if you like that one. If you like any of the songs throughout this episode, by all means, once again, the links will be in the video description below. Moving on to our 4th song now, where Carl has decided to try to throw me under a bus here, because there's no way I'm going to be able to pronounce this name, so I'll let
me to do it.
I'll let Carl do the intros.
Well, the Turkish C with the accent underneath is ch, a ch sound. With it's just a C, it's a j, but it says Çağatay guy. So Çağatay Kayapınar. Çağatay Kayapınar from Turkey. And it's this one is, and I've also given you, just to add to your woes, Tom, I'm going to give you this mathematical equation to fix, which is Roman numerals. I'm pretty good at Roman numerals, but you can work out the year from the MDCLXXVII.
So that would be what, 1677?
3x is 80, so that's M, so it's 1,500 plus 100 plus 50, 1687.
Are you sure? 50, 60, 70.
Yeah, so the M is
Yeah,
1,000,
okay, so
D 500, C 100, L 50.
1687. Okay. I was close enough. 1677. 16.
Yeah. It's very
All right.
extremely close.
What was that? 1687 is the name of the song. This is rock and instrumentals. Do we have any
Yes.
more? So we really
just
don't. There's not too much information on.
not really. No, not many of these artists seem to be uploading a sort of proper profile. But this one was my instrumental choice of the week. So this is our usually track 4 is when we have a little bit of a slowdown with a nice instrumental, and I think this is quite a cinematic one if I remember rightly.
Well, I mean, the annotation here is that I suggest you listen with headphones to get the low end better. Tell me what you think. The song was reposted 23 days ago, and the song is MDCLXXXVII, otherwise 1687, also available on Spotify and YouTube. Let's give this one a check out. Clocking in at 2 minutes and 17 seconds. I gotta say, show 22, our first show of 2023, is off to a damn good start here, Mr. Monkey.
Yeah, that's really good. That's definitely cinematic movie music for sure. I'm trying to think who it reminds me of. I think there's an element of we talked about M83 before. That sort of orchestral feel, but very much guitar driven. And then you've got that beautiful choir just towards the end, just building layer upon layer of just upping the energy and the emotion. Yeah, very climatic ending. A quite short little track. It ends quite abruptly, which is fine because that's very much a cinematic style. But I felt like I wanted to hear a little bit more, which is a good thing. It's a good thing because I wanted to hear more. So, but yeah, very good, very good, and very much movie track.
I agree with you, Carlos Fandango.
Yeah, it's extremely cinematic. TV cinematic, if you know what I mean. So it's got that sort of dramatic vibe to it. A sort of TV cop crime drama. Line of Duty in the UK would be a sort of reference point, really, of that kind of music, or Broadchurch or something like that. And really good, really well handled. Loved it. I mispronounced his name. I do apologize. It's Chagatai, not Chagatai, Çağatay Kayapınar. Yeah, basically, short and sweet, but it just ideal sort of composer of film music. If he carries on like that, there's got to be some work he can do. But the thing is, it's getting the music to the right people. I mean, unless you get on a sync library or something, then I think it's difficult to do that. But definitely a good standard, really good. Love it.
Yeah, he definitely does. He definitely needs to get some kind of sync library. And we talked about it before, Tom. Oblivion, that would be in amongst that soundtrack easily. So more than a TV series, this guy could be in movies for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I think that he could definitely put together a score for an entire film. And one thing that I really enjoyed about this is because as the song was going, that's exactly what I was thinking about, Rob, was the fact that we had talked about M83 before, and I like the fact that it had like this kind of like deep subversive bass to it, right? But then when that guitar came in, really had like a classic kind of like Pink Floyd vibe to it, right? And I really enjoyed the fact that the guitar wasn't like some kind of like heavy, overdone, like kind of like super like kind of like death thrash metal guitar. Not to say that those guitars are bad or anything like that, right? But with this particular song, with the instruments that were being used here, I really enjoyed the guitar. Like it gave me kind of like a little bit of goosebumps on my body here, because it definitely kind of like gave me that Pink Floyd vibe to it, which is nice, classical. It's produced correctly. You can make out the instruments all by themselves. So the production isn't like super overbearing. It's not like the bass is drowning anything out. It's just everything is kind of like on a nice even keel with the where the automation is concerned and where the volumes are supposed to be. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Very thoroughly enjoyed it. So I think that as far as this first show goes of 2023, we're off to a fantastic start. The Purple Bowl has not disappointed. The songs have not disappointed. And once again, folks, by all means, visit the video description below. Find the links to these artists, add them to your playlist. I'll update the website sooner or later here. We got a lot going on. The radio station is going to be coming back out soon. So we're going to be updating the Spotify playlist, going to be getting the radio station going. The show is obviously continuing. And moving on to our song number 5, our pre-break show, as it were, Tova Char with Lost. Carl.
Well, I hope you're not going to be disappointed, because this is, it says pop, but I think it's more electronic, sort of pop and electronica. This song is called Lost. Tova Char is from Smedjebacken in Sweden. She's a Swedish girl who loves to make music. What could possibly go wrong? So this one's called Lost by Tova Char. Over to you.
Over to you. Standing out here, it's negative 15 degrees, and Tova Char with Lost. Yeah, well, let's check it out. I guess Swedish music. The Swedes are pretty well known for kind of like electronic music there. So I did see that this is labeled as hip hop as well. So
oh no, that's her category of things she does, or the groups that she belongs to.
Okay.
On Slaps, so she's subscribed to the pop, hip hop, and R&B, soul, but on the actual track itself, it's just pop.
Well, let's check it out. Tova Char with Lost. The song is also available on Spotify and listed as pop. 3 minutes 53 seconds, as it were. Let's check it out.
You deep when you looked into my eyes and told me it was meant to be. And when I think about it, I knew I was in a doubt. Cause nothing ever seems to be as good as you think. And just like that you let our ship sink. The place I left my feelings inside. I saw something inside your eyes, and I will never know why. I was lost, and I can't believe you're holding me down. I'm lost, and I can't believe you're holding me down. And I just keep on walking around. I'm lost, trying to find who I am without you. Collecting all the pieces of me, and I'm
Smart Monkey, did you like it?
Loved it. I really loved that. Loved it. My kind of song. Beautiful, almost ethereal. The vocals are just, yeah, I could listen to those vocals for ages. Her voice is so beautiful. And I know that it's maybe auto-tuned there, but it's auto-tuned in that way that totally complements the rest of the song. And it just ebbs and flows, and there's that little bit of reverb that just makes the song fade away at the right points. You know, the reverb's just so good that it just disappears into what is like, you know, it's very sort of spacey feel, and it feels like the vocals are disappearing into space, and then she sings back into it again. And with that sitting over the top of those synths is, yeah, it's just lovely. I thought it was a really, really strong song.
Carlos Fandango, what say you, sir?
Yes, but vocally interesting, and for the atmosphere and the song itself. Now, we had All Your Words by Eve recently, which was a stunning song, and this kind of is in that kind of realm, that territory of being a bit like, basically, Rob mentioned ethereal quality, and it has got that. It's got that sort of dreamlike quality about it, and it's not dissimilar vocally to Eve's vocals. The beat is a lovely sound when it kicks in. The beat drops. I don't know if it's because it's being played. I can't remember what it sounds like directly in my headphones, but on this, it felt like the bass could be slightly more meaty. But that was only because it was being played. It might be quite meaty already. But yeah, full of atmosphere. The arpeggiator, that sort of takes center stage in the song, and that is the song as well as the vocals. Possibly I'll drop that very slightly, just a touch, the arp, because it's so prominent. But actually that is the song, so maybe not. Ebb and Flow, yeah, very much like All Your Words by Eve. It's got that sort of nice ebb and flow. The beat comes, it goes, it comes back in again, and it just really nicely put together. Very good track.
I think so. The difference with this one, we actually had a climax here, you know what I mean? So there was this nice, like, kind of like boom, where everything kind of like blew up, and yeah, I like that. I mean, we're talking about, wow, and I think it's nice that we're starting to compare a lot of these artists to artists that we've heard on the show before already. So Eve, and then obviously reminded me a bit of Vitamin Dream as well. Vitamin Dream. as well. Had that kind of like nice, once again, the word ebb and flow going. So as Carl would say, slick production. I think. I don't really think that the bass needs to be downed or upped, or I think that everything's working just fine the way that it is, especially the vocals. The vocals, I think, are placed perfectly in this arrangement here. I would say overall, very nice track. I mean, I'm very pleased with this show thus far. These have been our first 5 songs. Then I really can't wait to see what the second 5 hold for us here. But I mean, great job. Tova Char with Lost, available on Spotify. And by all means, once again, please visit the video description below. Find the links to all these artists and add them to your playlist. Show some love, spread a couple of fires, save the tracks. Do whatever you need to do to make these songs your own, but let these musicians and artists know that they are appreciated and that you love what they're doing. So by all means, give them a comment, share, do something.
And also, please do comment on the show. Do you like it? What do you like? What would you like us to do more of, less of, whatever? And we'll ignore you. But we're basically, if you just put your comments on what songs you like, what you liked about them, and if you're the artist themselves, please do comment on the show as well. Anything about the songs that is interesting, how you made it, anything at all. Just please do comment. We love the traffic of the comments and trying to build this show together as a big community that we can discover new music together. So please do comment.
What Carl said. That's what, absolutely, 100%. Please do leave comments. We do love hearing from the musicians. We've really had nothing but positive feedback from the musicians and the fans as the show has been progressing throughout through almost a full year now. And we're at our halfway point here, folks, right now. So we will be taking our quick break. It will be seamless for you completely. If you watch the pen, it'll go over here and it'll go like, told you it'll be completely seamless. We are back for our second half of the Underground Sound, where we are putting the us back into music.
So please do like, subscribe, and share, and we'll find the music that you love to hear.
Also,
did you want to say that? Please don't forget to hit. I was going to do it, then I thought, well, I've already said it, so I should do it. Yeah, I know. So basically, yes, hit that bell on YouTube, and that will make sure that you get the notifications for when we upload the new shows, and any uploads at all, they'll automatically come to you.
There you go. Hit that notification button, and by all means, visit the video description below. Find these artists that you've heard in the first half, and find the artists that you're going to hear here in the second half as well. And show some love, spread some love. Add the songs as your own to your own personal playlist. And but please do show some love. Maybe send a comment out there like, "Hey, loved your music, heard you on the Underground Sound," whatever the case may be. We're moving on to our sixth song of the day, and I know this artist very well. This is Valentin from Romania.
Indeed, from Bucharest in Romania, Valentin Cristaș. So it says, I gathered over time memories, lyrics, thoughts, and music that I listened to from the very beginning. All of that has made me write my own story, my own music. So poetic soul, and I think this song was called Someone Is Waiting, a sort of very Euro poppy song. Bit of fun, nice and lively to kick off the side 2 of the show. Hopefully people will enjoy this one.
And well, I mean that they should. Valentin is absolutely nothing but a nice guy. His big thing before was good vibes only. He does spread the good vibes throughout his music. So this one, I'm sure, will be no exception. This one is called Someone Is Waiting by Valentin. Let's check it out.
Stopping, I walk and talk to myself. I always find the right way. Nothing is no something for me, no sense. What do you like? We turn somewhere. Someone is waiting, I don't know lie. I better try to get everything. I didn't come back when you were around, like you. I give you my dream, but I don't think like you. Don't stay. What do you like? Wait time somewhere. Someone is waiting, I don't know lie. I better try to get everything. Do you like? Wait time somewhere. Someone is waiting, I don't know lie. I better try to give everything.
Valentin right there with Someone Is Waiting, Mr. Smart Monkey.
Yeah, that had a very upbeat, catchy little, well, it was a Euro pop sort of song in my mind. I said before about certain songs that would sit well in like a Eurovision contest, and I mean that in a complimentary way, not a detrimental way. And this song is very reminiscent of a kind of Eurovision sort of catchy little pop song. There was just one little thing. There's like a little note that he kept playing through it, which was just a little out of key, like note that you would play. And in my mind, just knocked that to one side. I didn't like that so much, but the rest of the song was quite good. Was a good little catchy little riff, a real feel good energy about it. So yeah, just knock out that other little duff note. I'll be happy.
I see Carl has moved his badge, as he says, and moved it onto his.
Oh, that was in the first half. I did it before the show started.
Did you really? I just noticed it now.
What does it say?
I'll get closer. Oh God! Get to a certain age, you can't even get out of the chair. Oh, well, that's the opposite. All you need is love.
All you need is love.
Yeah, so I'll have a badge for each show. I've got to start collecting more badges. I've got a few for the next few shows. The next 3 months is sorted out, but yeah, I've got to keep collecting them now. So, but
there's love and positive vibes, and Valentin, what'd you think?
Right. Well, what funny you should say about that sort of note that was slightly off key. I think it's because it's probably it's the correct note, but it's the effect that makes it sort of
pitch bent or something, isn't it?
It pitch bends, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So it's a bit of a bent note. So basically, it's I described it. I imagine it in my head. It's funny because I like that element of the song purely because it reminds me of, and I've even drawn it in that short section of song. I even drew it. It's like it reminded me of oh my God, if it wouldn't even come up. How do I get it to do it? If you can see it, if it comes up, oh, how do I do this? There we are, little sad cat. It's like it's going meow, meow. So that's what I had in my head every time I hear that. It goes
a tortured cat. Then is what you were quite enjoying a tortured cat through the track.
Well, plaintive cat. Yeah. So, but the catchy brass is good, and it's I've written upbeat Europop. So it's a catchy little number. And you can imagine it being played in sort of like that would be the sort of track that stays in your head if you go on holiday in Spain or somewhere and it's playing in the background. It'd be great. Yeah, I like it. It's good.
I agree. Once again, Valentin's philosophy is good vibes only, and this is definitely what he's sharing with this song too. Is good vibes. It's a very poppy, very catchy song. Kind of like reminds me what I would say is called Euro disco. But I mean, the song really doesn't disappoint. I mean, it's still kind of like it's formulated very well, and if you're listening to it through headphones or monitors, then you can definitely catch that bass that's in there, and just overall the production quality, I got to say, of the song is very good, as have been the previous songs by Valentin there. So I want to thank Valentin for that submission. That was a direct submission there too. So folks, if you want to make Carlos Fandango's job just that much easier, we do accept direct submissions from artists as well. If you hop onto usundergroundsound.com, find the music submit tab in the menu there, it'll give you options on how to submit music to the show. And right now, as of today, probably won't be updated just yet, but it will be updated very soon. So just keep tabs on what's going on there. And once again, by all means, visit the video description below and find links to all these artists and all these songs that you are hearing today, and show some love. And Carlos is now showing some love to the kitty.
I'm just going to say, I think Purdy must have heard that song and responded, because she was outside the door going meow meow. So I've let her in. She wants to get down now, though. Oh.
They're just going to pull all hairs out of her. So she goes, ow.
I reckon she heard that song, that plaintive cat in there. She heard the distress call and came up.
That was a good song, though. Apart from the tortured cat, it was a good song.
I like tortured cat.
Did you just say you like torturing cats?
No, I like the tortured cat sound. I mean,
you like the tortured cat sound? Okay.
I don't like. No, it sounds all totally wrong.
Still sounds wrong. Which either way you say it.
Just plaintive pussy. That's...
Oh my goodness!
Just conjures up images in your head. That's all.
But let's
the wrong kind of images.
Yeah, moving on to song number 7 of our show today. Andrew Brown with "Reality Is." Carl, give us a little bit of preface here.
Right, so from Detroit, Michigan, USA, Andrew Brown is a young up-and-coming musician, producer, and artist. Currently a jazz trumpet student in college. Recently began creating his own music and releasing it. So basically, a bit of a mixture of sort of R&B, soul, jazz. But this song, I'll tell you my comments afterwards. But in fact, I could have chosen a couple of his different songs. They're equally good, but I think this one has the edge. It's just a bit retro, different, and really good quality. Really good quality.
Well, let's check it out right now. Clocking in at 3 minutes, 1 second. Andrew Brown with "Reality Is."
Two lost souls drifting through the days. They crossed paths, it took the pain away. It felt real, and I could truly see you'd always be together with me. But reality is, I only saw you 7 days. Reality is, it was only 6 weeks long. Reality is, I couldn't handle your ways. Reality is, we both did no wrong. Reality is, yeah, it was doomed from the start. Reality, we were 69 miles apart. Yeah. Reality is, you were my first love, but I wasn't yours. Gotta face the facts, you gotta see the truth. It was lovely, but only to you. Listen to the music, listen to the song. I don't know which way to go, and I just feel so wrong. But reality is that we both have issues. Reality is that we're both so young. Reality is, and I planned our future. Reality is, but then you had to run. I've said too much, in and out of wanting us, and I fall in love too easily.
Well, one of the comments there did say sax solo as advertised, Mr. Smart Monkey.
Oh, that was so good, wasn't it? That's like proper late night jazz. I used to, when I was a child, and like my dad used to travel a lot, and we would travel with him. And a typical time he would like to head home was late in the evening, just because he'd like to maximize his day of wherever we were going. So I was quite used to being sat in the back of the car listening to late night jazz, and tracks like that just take me right back there, because it was so, I used to be so relaxed, you know, be looking out the windows, looking at these beautiful vistas of streets and cities as you're driving through these streets, and it's so accompanied like that late night jazz feel. I was taken right back there then with that, and that kind of jazzy feel of a like a late night bar as well, that very emotive feeling that saxophone brings. And then he's got, you know, we talked about how important words to a song are, and that's quite a nicely written song to go on the top of it. I mean, the sax to me was the star, not that it should have been, but just because I love the way that sax was played, and I love the way that it ends the track and just disappears into the fading elements of the song. Yeah, really good. I felt really relaxed actually by the end of that. It was really nice.
So a relaxing track. It definitely was for sure. Carlos Fandango.
Yeah, I've got written down. It's smooth, jazzy, sexy, saxy. It's basically, I've got jazz lounge atmosphere. It's fantastic. I mean, the production is just wow with the production. I mean, just loved it. I love the call and response vocoder vocals, just interjecting. The female call and response is just beautiful, sort of late 70s feel about it, and early 80s. A bit of Billy Joel in there, but definitely Dean Friedman. I mean, this has got Dean Friedman stamped all over it. And I'm thinking, wow, this guy's only 19. And he's kind of writing songs of that kind of quality that Dean Friedman would write. You know, and he's a lesser known artist as well, Dean Friedman, but he's a great artist. And I've put I mean, the bass was just wandering around nicely. Sax was brilliant. The brass, when they're doing all those little trills, lovely. Yeah. Don't hear that these days. You used to hear that. Piano was nice. Synths were nice and drifty in the background. I've written down retro orgasm and perfection. I think this is going to be one of my favorite songs of the year already.
Really?
Yeah, I loved it. He's got another song called Fairy Tale that's really good. I've not listened to all his songs, but some of them that he's uploaded. Highly recommend. Listen to Andrew Brown. The quality of his stuff is up there with that one. But that would be one of my favorites, because the more I listen to it, the more I like it, and I love that fade out as well. It's just got so much retro flavor to it, and so much going on that I could listen to it and enjoy it every time.
Yeah, that kind of late night jazz, that kind of relaxing feel it brings to you. I mean, it's just a totally different experience when you're just sitting down in a dark room and you're listening to that sort of music. It is so relaxing, and the sax playing is brilliant.
And nobody's doing anything like this, remotely like this at the moment. Really, I mean, there's nothing out there.
It's a good pick.
I'll go along with you guys on that one. I'm not a huge jazz fan, but I was kind of like picturing myself, you know, holding a drink in my hand, kind of being dressed up in a suit, you know, listening to this in a bar, you know, maybe a cigar bar for that matter, you know, smoking a cigarette or a cigar for that, and just kind of like this. It does take you kind of like aback, and it has you drift away onto a different plane. Again, I don't know really who to compare it to, because I'm not really the jazz authority here. I got to say that one of the things that I did enjoy a lot here was the kind of like that vocal split, kind of like layover thing that was going on. It was pretty clever, I think, personally. The one thing that I will say is pretty much on par with what you guys are talking about here is, if at this young of an age we're doing music of this caliber, then, you know, there's probably good things to come. So keep an eye out for Andrew Brown. The name of that song, once again, What's Reality Is. It is also available on Spotify, and you can find that in the video description below. Find that link and go like and share and make the song your own. If you're a jazz fan like Russ Palladino, then
Well, I think Russ would like this one.
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, he might have even known the guy who's played on it.
Probably. he's like, yeah, Andrew Brown, that's my buddy's son. He's like,
Might have been Russ. Or for all we know, it might have been Russ playing on that.
could be as well.
That quality actually is good. You know, Russ is excellent. I mean, he's really good.
Yeah.
Really interprets the song well.
Once again, not being like a huge jazz person, then again, just the production quality alone shows that there's definitely maturity in the music there. So once again, nice job. And we come on to our second installment of Dare We Say the Purple Bowl of Destiny.
Yeah, and the our friend, the Owl of Judgment, isn't it?
Owl of Judgment, Owl of Scowl,
Owl of Scowl, Owl of Judgment, Owl of Approval,
Owl of
or Owl of Indifference. I mean, it might be that the Owl doesn't actually think much of the song and might just sort of shrug his shoulders, you know. So we'll see.
whatever.
Anyway, I'll put you down for a second while we pick out the purple bowl. Who's calling it this time?
Oh, Mr. Monkey, of course.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, again. Oh,
You have
it's
the-
exciting.
You have the
Exciting.
honour, the pleasure. I'll not look. I'll look away.
Ooh, no.
Right. Go on. Oh, right. Okay. So we just sort of had a few sort of lounge vibe. Now we're
chill
going to
out.
have a chill out vibe. So it's been a bit
Yeah,
of
like a bit of chill out.
a bit of chill out session. Yeah. Well, don't let us down, Bowl, because we've now got the fourth member of the team, the Owl, checking out this song. And, you know, this could have the casting vote, whether it's a yay or nay. So we shall see. So what have we got coming up? What's the latest thing uploaded?
Give me a second.
Oh, okay. We should have some jokes lined up, shouldn't we?
Yeah, that'd be a hoot.
Uh,
Hey.
Fern Liz. Fern Liz. That name sounds super familiar.
That does sound familiar. I feel like we've had a Fern Liz song before.
I feel as if we have as well. The song was posted yesterday, though. It is called "Chill In," "Chill" apostrophe N by Fern Liz. So "Chill In," created as background music for YouTube or mobile videos. Just relax and chill for a minute. A minute is kind of like spot on with this one because it's a minute 18 seconds long.
Well, that is a short one. That's very short. Yeah.
It's going to go pretty quickly here. The artwork, here we go. I'll start sharing the screen here. The artwork definitely, I think, might be Wayward Waves kind of like style, honestly.
Could well be, couldn't it? Yeah, that's very possible.
This kind of looks like something Justine would be into, with the whole kind of like nature theme she has going on with her music. So yeah, I think that let's see if we get any more. Rhode Island, USA is where Fern Liz is from. Please follow me on Spotify. Create the music with the aid of AI. So this music is created with the aid of AI.
Intriguing.
Okay, here we go. Let's check it out. Dubbed as instrumentals and chill out. This one is called, once again, Chill In by Fern Liz. Enjoy. as much as I try to get the seconds to stop before the second start. Whatever, you know what I mean? The
Some of the
owls
songs cut off really quickly, don't they? So
they do.
They-
Although that one ended abruptly also from not abruptly, but I mean a minute 18 seconds. The song ended pretty quickly here. Saw the owl bob in his head. Carlos Fandango, take it away.
yes, the Owl of Judgment, I think. Dun, dun, dun. Definitely did like it. It was a definite like on that one, and Owl was bopping away all the way through at that 1 minute 18. So I think, considering these younguns have such a short attention span, that one definitely kept the attention going. So yeah, I liked it too. I think we both I think it's quite a good choice from the bowl. Short and sweet, and all right. You know, it's possibly gaming music, but really it does what it says on the tin. So I think that was it was fine, functional sort of song, and it's all right, not bad.
Mr. Smart Monkey, what say you, sir?
Oh, your microphone's off.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's me trying to keep my background noise out. Yeah, it was. I agree. It was did what it said it should. Very short, sort of ended quite quickly. But yeah, had a nice kind of feel to it. But yeah, it was okay.
It was okay. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. It was okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was. I mean, it's kind of like you know, they have these playlists on YouTube, which is kind of like the lo-fi kind of like study beats for, you know, for kids in college and everything like that. I feel like maybe this song, you know, might make its way onto one of those playlists. You know, it's definitely relaxing, not too much going on. I mean, it's very short, very sweet, kind of repetitive, but I mean,
Yeah,
you know. So
I'm intrigued by whatever. I noticed that the other tracks were a bit longer, so I'm intrigued. I might take a little listen a bit later on and see what one of our other tracks is like. So.
If from what I recall, we've had Fern Liz before.
I mean, I think I remember which song it was now. It was like a new age sort of song, wasn't it?
Could have been.
I mean, this one that we just listened to may be for that exact purpose of being a study lo-fi sort of thing, that short and sweet to put on a playlist like that. So
right.
I'll give her a listen on some of her other tracks a bit later.
No, check it out when you get a chance. And you know, once again, nothing wrong with the song. Just short and sweet, to the point. Definitely playlistable in kind of like in a different sense. Moving on here, we have our 9th song of the episode, and this one is called I've Been Talking to People, from a group called Lakkabrah. Carlos Fandango.
I was wondering how to pronounce that. Yeah, I guess Lakkabrah would be quite good. I've been calling it Lakkabrah, and I'm thinking that doesn't sound right. It just doesn't. I'd love to know what it is, but anyway, Lakkabrah is from Fujairah in the United Arab United Arab Emirates. That's better. Existentialist with a good imagination. Hope for the disco, prepare for the panic. Okay, so this one, it says it's a song about becoming antisocial because people can be horrible, but then still somehow trying to belong. Yes, it's. I think this one, if I remember rightly, was 3.5 minutes. It's sort of radio friendly, I think, that kind of vibe. So the influences include Pixies, The Fray, Bon Iver, interesting, Fleet Foxes, Radiohead, Beck, among others, Oasis as well. So yeah, some interesting influences, and I think it does reflect that in the song.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I've Been Talking to People by Lakkabrah. At least I think that's the way that it's pronounced. Could be Lakkabrah.
Lakkabrah.
Lakkabrah. Does she lack a bra? I don't.
That's the feminist movement for you.
I guess so, right? So yeah. Let's see. 35 plays, also available on Spotify, Apple Music. That would be Tidal and Amazon Music as well. Let's check it out.
I breathe in, I freak out, and I doubt the things I breathe out when it's converted inside my veins. What a shame we're all rushing about till someone shouts out, son, you've forgotten your name. 'Cause I'm a fool, oh I'm a tool, slightly optimistic but ultimately just afraid. So afraid. I've been talking to people and heard what they say. It's no wonder I feel like I do. 'Cause if all my soul is destined to die a scarecrow, I would gilded in each mistake. What a shame this frown that goes around this town. I feel I'll drown if I don't make my escape. But I feel warm, I can't recall. Was I vaguely optimistic or ultimately just afraid? So afraid. I've been talking to people and heard what they say. It's no wonder I feel like I do. 'Cause if all my soul is destined to die a scarecrow, I would crawl, I would hold tonight and up, living my days in limbo. 'Cause all my life I've been talking to evil, and evil was scared. It's no wonder you do what you want. I've been listening to people and heard what they say. It's no wonder I feel like I do.
That took a second over there. Mr. Smart Monkey, what did you think of that song?
Did it end like that? Or did you stop it? It
No,
just
no,
ended.
it ended like that. Yeah.
All right, okay. Very abrupt ending, but no, really good song actually. Now, I know I said before that sometimes just because of the way my brain works, and I very much focus on the overall sort of music elements of things, that sometimes I lose the lyrics, but the lyrics just stood out on this one. I just found myself just lost and listening to the words, and they are so strong and they just drive that whole song, which arguably lyrics should do, but it's a good piece of production work actually, because you can't help but focus on what he's saying. And yeah, it's a very powerful song. I thought very powerful song, and nicely produced track, and it just works because they do sit and they're prominent and you're absorbing them. So I've just put a comment on there for him. Solid track, really good.
Very much agreed, Mr. Fandango.
Yes, it is a solid track indeed. Good production. It comes in. I like the way it comes in abruptly and ends abruptly. It just starts straight in. There's no fanning around, just straight in there. But I think, yeah, I wrote down the word lyrics. I didn't know what else to say about them other than it's all about the lyrics, I think, because
Absolutely.
And his voice supports that, because he's got that kind of now we had an artist on recently called Eric Conn with a song that was a bit like Crowded House, the Finn brothers sort of vocal sound, and I like the way his vocal was double tracked all the way through. There's some subtle harmonies there. It just got a lovely timbre to his voice, but the actual feel of it, sort of a Radiohead, Blur, Gorillaz,
Radiohead,
yeah. There's a bit of everything going on there, and at the end of each of the lyrical phrases in the verses, the bass was doing some lovely little sort of nice, subtle sort of wandering around licks. But overall, yeah, really good song, nice song, and I think the chorus would stay in your head as well. Because he sings those high notes nicely as well. It's just nothing overblown about it, just a subtle, nice song that makes you focus on the words.
Absolutely.
Very well produced song. I think that's why I kind of got lost. I wasn't even like really taking notes. I was more doodling as I was listening to it, because it really it's definitely a different kind of vibe, right? Because I definitely got taken back to the 90s. Definitely something like Radiohead. Could definitely see that. But what I loved, well, the two things that I loved, as I should say, I was very focused on the acoustic guitar, and I was very focused on the lyrics. I think that those two, I think that the vocals and the acoustic guitar, if you like kind of like cut out the rest of the song and had this like as an unplugged version, that the song would work fantastically in that way. And that's, with that abrupt cutoff, that's why I kind of like jumped, and I was in a panic, like, wait a second, like let me switch all the screens back here, because I was definitely in another dimension listening.
I agree. I zoned out for a moment. I actually caught myself zoning out. I was just staring into the distance, and how powerful is a track with it that it makes you do that. And I was focused on what he was singing, and that's really good.
Right. So I mean, the melody and the lyrics aside, having an actual strong voice to back everything up just worked wonders. So I just gotta say, talking to the people right there, very awesome song, very nicely done. Very much enjoyed that. Moving on to, unfortunately, our last song of the evening today. We have Forever May Fall, Take It Out on Me. Carlos Fandango, give us a little bit of a preface here.
So Forever May Fall are from Charlotte, North Carolina. So another North Carolina band. Always come back there at least one time each show, it seems, in the USA. And they're rock, alternative rock metal. It's a bit of a rip-roaring end to the show this one's going to be. Influences manifold, including Evanescence, Linkin Park, Foo Fighters, Architects, Dayseeker, Memphis Mayfire, Crown the Empire. Many I haven't heard of, but this song is quite a dynamic song, let's say, and it's a good way to a roistering way to end the show.
Labeled as rock and metal, Take It Out on Me, Forever May Fall. Check it out.
Broken pictures full of regret. These four walls won't keep your secrets. I won't forgive and then forget. Baby, you've been burning them bridges, hoping I feel it. I've been begging, praying you would stop. You still got your hand
say, a very kind of a proper metal kind of song, Mr. Monkey.
Just unmute myself there. Yeah. Evanescence, like you say, you know, it's there. I know they said that one of their bands that they kind of inspired them is Linkin Park. I didn't get so much Linkin Park there, but I know what they mean. I know that there's that element that takes you down a certain way, and you know, it had that sort of energy and that aggression about it, and then just ending with those sort of roaring sort of vocals, those metal vocals at the end, the male vocals, perfectly set just to sort of end the track on. And yeah, I mean, that's so reminiscent of it. I can't even say it now.
Evanescence.
My teeth.
Thank you. Always did struggle to say it. But yeah, it's a good solid song. And you know what I would have liked to have seen was a video there, not because they probably haven't done it yet, but you just want to see the video. You just want to see what that's going to be like. And yeah, I know videos may be a bit old fashioned, but I still love a good video.
Oh, video, definitely not old fashioned. I love videos. I love songs that have videos accompanying to them. Carlos Fandango.
Yeah, it's funny you should say that, Rob, because I've put down corporate video, but more importantly, I think more of a sort of sporting feats video. If you can imagine a MMA compilation or something of knockouts, that's the kind of sort of song that would be ideal for the background music playing. But it starts off really heavy, and then suddenly goes into this sort of pop rock of pink sort of vibe, with a strong female vocal, strong contemporary style vocal, and the lyrics like, you think you're something special, but baby, just a moment. And I thought, well, what a good line that is. It's great. And but the gruff metal male vocals towards the end and here and there dotted in there really seems to complement nicely. But yeah, I think it just really works well, that song, and the chorus is quite memorable, so it will stay in your head as well. So but yeah, if you're feeling in that kind of mood where you sort of need to be empowered and you've had a crappy day at work or something, I think this is just the sort of song that could lift your spirits and make you feel pumped up, or maybe pumped up for the gym if you're going to the gym.
And I always find like a female vocalist like that, when they do have a video, they're so like powerful when they're sort of singing and presenting themselves, that, you know, that visual image as well as they sing, because they pour so much into those songs that sometimes the song itself, you feel it, but you don't see it. And it's great to see it as well.
Right. Yeah, no. I got to think, you know, kind of like from what Carl was saying there, is like, you know, if you feel like getting a speeding ticket, then definitely listen to this song on your way home from work. You know, you're going to be hitting the gas with this one, I think. But production wise, I got to say, I think that the vocals were drowned out just a bit, you know, from the instruments. So that's one thing that I think could use a little bit of work there. It wasn't horrible or anything like that, right? I think that the instruments were produced very, very nicely. Everything was poppy there. The guitar was solid. The drums were solid. Everything was solid. It just kind of seemed like for the oomph that the lyrics actually give to it, it just sounded like they were drowned out at certain points. So that's really the only critique that I would give to that one. Otherwise, again, proper kind of metal song. Definitely reminiscent of Evanescence. And not that Linkin Park is lost on it completely, because as Rob had said, I do see what you mean, but it's not exactly just there. Yeah, but I mean, otherwise, for all intents and purposes, I gotta say, you know, really good song. It's definitely very much enjoyable, and yeah, I'll leave it at that, because it was a good song. So before I tend to waffle off more than I usually do.
Do you know, I was thinking we should, at the end of the show, if we remember what songs are written down, I could go through the list and you just remember which ones are which, but I'd be keen to say which is your favourite of each of our favourites for the night. I mean, mine's Andrew Brown. Reality Is, I think, just for the production and the style and just the difference of what he's done there and the maturity of that songwriting. So for me, it's Andrew Brown. Reality is.
Yeah, that'd be good. And then we could sort of go why we have picked our particular. And I can say, well, yours is rubbish, Carl. I don't know why you said that. I wouldn't say that.
So what was your favorite?
Since we're on topic, so you chose Andrew Brown. Mine is Ben Meling, the Purple Bowl of Destiny, the first Purple Bowl of Destiny.
Yeah, it was good.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. It would actually be a tie. It would be a tie between that one and oh my goodness, I got to look at Lakkabrah.
Ah, right. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I think it's just because of the fact of what we were talking about is that you know, lost track of the show and was just super focused on the song, right? So Lakkabrah would definitely be that one, and or Ben Meling, Ain't No Hole in Your Heart. I really like that one. That one brought back a lot of nostalgia for me.
That was pretty cool. Yeah. Rob, what about you? So I should really send you the list beforehand. So you've got a list of the tracks that we're playing. So
yeah, I was about to say, because I couldn't recall the artist. Who was the jazzy saxophonist?
So that was Andrew Brown.
That was Andrew Brown.
That was my top choice.
I'd be torn between Andrew Brown and Ben Meling. Now, just because Ben's vocals were a little bit too effective for my personal taste, because I think he's a very strong vocalist in his own right, and I love the way he affected the rest of it, I would have preferred the vocals not to have been so effective, so that it stood out more as a solid track. So for me, was it Andrew Brown? Was it with that sax and that late night jazz feel? Would pip it for me tonight.
Well, there you have it, folks. If you have any comments on which one was your favorite of the show, then by all means, head down and leave them in the comments below. Please don't forget to visit the video description below as well and find the links to all these artists and put them on your playlist, show them some love, spread a little bit of love, and just let people know, share them onto your social media pages, wherever you may be. Just kind of like, that's kind of like whatever, isn't it? Facebook,
whatever.
No, it is. It's kind of like Facebook, Instagram. Where you going these days, right? There's like 2 or 3 powerhouses in the social media world, and like really neither one of them just doesn't seem to be worth a crap to me personally.
MySpace.
Yes, we need MySpace. We need to bring back MySpace. Absolutely, 100%. MySpace was the way to go. We had an awesome show, folks, and once again, show some love to these artists here. I am DJ Exec with Rob was a Smart Monkey and Carlos Fandango. Together, we are putting the us back into music.
So please do like, subscribe, and share, and we'll find the music that you love to hear. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So click for the bell for notifications, and then you'll get all the notifications when the shows are uploaded. And when we do the Fandango's faves or anything we upload, you'll then get notification of it. So do share it with your friends. Anybody you know who likes to find music that isn't in the mainstream charts all the time, but good music, and they're looking for good music, we'll find it for you. You direct them to here, and we'll find it.
Absolutely. And don't forget to visit usundergroundsound.com to find our own personal Spotify playlists. If you like our Spotify playlist, then by all means add them onto your own, so that way you can have them as your playlist for in your car, in your home, whatever the case may be. Today is, as of the day of recording, January 20th, 2023. Once again, want to thank our show sponsor, Nathan Bashir of Monsters Are Real. Want to thank everybody for joining us, whether you be a musician or a fan of great music. We hope to see you next time, and toodaloo.
Cheerio, do widzenia.
Goodbye.
And whatever Rob said, there you go.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.